So I'm now at Gallivans. See the druid behind me. I might have to get a little selfie with that actually. Molly Gallivans is over there. I'm gonna go over in a minute and have a little look. But got up nice and early this morning. Left Ian and Lynn's at oh, it's quite spooky with him behind me. Sorry, I left Ian and Lynn's at about just gone 9 o'clock, and had a little ride up here. It's not very far, but it's been quite an emotional ride actually. I feel really quite sad. I know this adventure isn't over yet and this journey isn't over, but I'm looking forward to coming back and seeing them all again. It's been a really, really nice interlude to this tour. And do you know what? Ian was telling me that Lynn actually thought, you know, a few times about should she contact me, shouldn't she? Because I put a little thing out on Can-Am Rikers and Spiders Club to say what I was doing, if anyone wanted to ride with me or put me up or just meet for coffee, then to contact me. And Lynn did eventually, with Ian's encouragement. She contacted me and we've had the best of times. And then she introduced me as well to Michaela and Emily, and we had a great time too. And do you know what, we often, I don't know, things stop us in life from reaching out, doesn't it? But it just shows that when you do reach out and when we do connect, truly wonderful things can happen. And they've all of them made a huge difference to my journey. Not just my tour around Ireland, but my grief journey, my life journey. And I know we'll be friends for life and we'll stay in touch, and that's just amazing. So if you're hesitating about doing something today, bite the bullet, take the bull by the horns, as they say, and just go do it. Wonderful things may well happen. Anyway, I saw this lovely little thing on the way. This happened to me, and I'm going to go into Molly Gallivans now. I've got 59 miles. I was so excited to sort of get here and so wanting to get away because I was so emotional as well that I forgot to check my petrol tank. Well, I've got 59 miles according to my petrol tank. It's 35 to Bantry, which is my next stop. So I doubt there's any garages, but hopefully it will get me there. So I just pulled over to get a photo of this because Kerry are playing against Dublin in, I think it's Gaelic Football Cup on the 30th of July. And then as I turned round, this was just here. How amazing. And I wouldn't have seen this if it hadn't have been for the van over there. So I'm not going to go into Molly's farm. I'll go into the shop and the tea room because it takes an hour, and I haven't got an hour because I need to be in Bantry for 11, and it's now 9:30, so that would be pushing it tight. And it's a 500-metre walk, which so it'll probably take me about an hour and a half to do this. But lots of good stuff here by the looks of things, Neolithic stones, old traditional farming. And Molly Gallivan was somebody many years ago who had to sort of try and scrape a living in the farming, and she'd ended up opening an illegal brew shop, like a pub, making her own moonshine almost here, and just doing what she could, and then knitting and making errands and a general store, and yeah, lots and lots of history here. I'd really like to go in, and when I come back I definitely will make time to come here because it looks really interesting and really good. Her last descendant died in 1997, and it stood empty for 2 years until the current family bought it and brought it all back to its traditions. So yeah, it's a really cool place. I definitely will be coming back. It's just a shame I haven't got time today. Water bumblebee. I got petrol. Yay. It's a little hotel over there. Established 1745. And me, I'm just about to tow the canoes. Just arrived at Manning's, where I'm going to meet Niall, who is my next port of call for tonight on Biker Bunker. We're going to ride some of the Wild Atlantic Way south, carry on round, and I'm going to stay over at his tonight. We arranged to meet here, which is on the way down into Bantry. Of course, I rode straight past it and got all the way into Bantry before I realised I'd gone past it, and then turned around and came back and went and thought, oh yeah, that's a really nice place. I thought it looked really nice when I went past. In fact, I nearly pulled up for a cheeky a photo with Bumblebee in here. It's good I didn't. It would have been a complete prat, wouldn't I? Taken a photo, jumped on the bike, carried on, and then realised this is where I was supposed to be. But hey, welcome to my world. So I just told Andrew of Manning's what I was doing, and he's just given me £20 for my charity. So thank you Andrew, and thank you everybody at Manning's. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. This is Bantry Harbour and Marina. Well, I met Niall for coffee, bless him, and then his bike's broken down, so I've had to leave him at the garage because he's sprung a link at Bantry. I'm going to go off and ride the coast and then meet him back at his later. So I'm solo again. I'm now on the Sheep's Head Peninsula, and that over there in the distance is the Beera Peninsula that we rode or drove yesterday. Yeah, some very steep roads, but it was fun. Still on my way to Sheep's Head, and that's Beera. More steep hills to go. This is Sea Fin viewpoint on the Sheep's Head Peninsula. I actually really like it here because there's no coaches, there's not many tourists. It's beautiful, quiet. See the road. But this ridge apparently divides Sheep's Head and two separate peninsulas. So this is the green side, I take it, and then there's a side over there that is more the rocky side, which I've just ridden through. Over there is the more rocky side, so it comes right the way through. And legend had it that there was a giant that used to come, and this was his resting place at the end of his hard day's work. Was he a giant or a warrior? Let's have a look. The seat of Finn McCall, the legendary Irish warrior. He liked to rest here at the end of the day's hunting. So there you go. Bumblebee just having a rest. No hunting, but lots of hill climbing. But it's all good fun. I've done 54 miles, and I need painkillers. That day off from riding yesterday hasn't boded well, but honestly I've ridden some hard roads already this morning. I've dipped my toes in the water, so to speak, of Sheep's Head Peninsula, which was really, really nice. And I'm actually now coming back down the other side, and as well as the scenery being more green and less rugged on the other side, the roads are smoother too, which is good because the roads can be pretty bumpy out here, even though it's the Wild Atlantic Way, big tourist attraction. Apparently because a lot of the peat, it sinks a lot, so it gets a bit boggy, and then you get all potholes. Sometimes you're riding on your side, so it's pretty hard going. To give you a little bit of an idea, where I turned around, and you'd seen that on the relief, noisy road, when you see on the relief that I've come back, it was 6.5 miles to the lighthouse that I wanted to go to. And you think, well, 6.5 miles, why didn't you just press on? It would have taken me 40 minutes to get there. So 40 minutes to get there, 40 minutes to get back. So 1 hour, 20 minutes just to go 13 miles. So, because my real thing that I want to go to is Mizen Head, which is over there on the other side of the water. So that's where I am going to go off and ride next, after I've had some paracetamol and water. Oh, you can't get me. They're very inquisitive though. They've all come to have a look. What the hell is that? It's a bumblebee. It's what you call a beach. So I'm now at Mizen Head. You do have to pay to get in, but the ladies let me come in just to the first viewing platform to see the bridge because it's very steep ramps. It's 99 steps down and back up, obviously. It takes about 15 minutes for somebody without a disability to get down, so I'm just not going to make it. I have managed to get down to the first viewing platform because it went very far and you can see the bridge, so I've done that, but I'm knackered and I've now got to get back up. So it's funny, isn't it? An able-bodied person's idea of not far is very different from not so able-bodied, but here we go, back up the slope. I just stopped for a rest. I'm thinking I wish my Jack was here to push me up with my Andy. Yeah, just push me up the hill. And this sweet girl just went round past me and she went, keep going, you can do it. I can. It's going to take me a while though. I've kind of made it back up. Just a little bit more to go. It started to rain. Walk through some of my bike, that's fine. Do you know what, although it's beautiful down there, if you're not fit and healthy, then don't bother to come to Mizen Head because the pain of getting back up and the struggle and the pain and the exhaustion I'm going to have later today and tomorrow probably just isn't worth it. There's just as many other beautiful places to see. So just look at it here and give it a swerve unless you're fit and able. That's my advice anyway, but you don't have to take it. Just, if you do it, you can go, Queenie was right. Same as I can go, Barry was right. I should have bought my winter gear. That was a good day. Hard ride, 148 point something miles of quite hard riding. Although Noel did say to me, why would it have taken you 40 minutes to go 6.5 miles at Sheep's Head? And I went, well, I assume because of the roads. It's just what my sat nav was telling me. He went, no, it's probably because you would have had to walk some of it. Well, just as well. I wouldn't be able to walk it anyway. Mizen Head near enough bloody killed me. Anyway, I thought I'd try and answer some questions that you may want to ask, because they're questions that I might ask if I've been listening to my videos. The first one is, what is Biker Bunker? Not a bloody clue. Not a Scooby. But Bunker Biker is this great network of friends and bikers on Facebook. There's a map and it's people who put people up, like Niall is putting me up tonight, a fellow biker. And I've got a run for a night out of the rain, and boy did it rain. The last 4 miles towards his, I got absolutely drenched. It was like buckets of water being thrown over me, and the puddles were like buckets of water being thrown at me as well. So I have very, very wet kit again, but there you go. I'm dry, I'm showered, I'm dry. Gym jam's on, so that's good. I'm going to try and remember my questions about my glasses, about looking. Sheep's Head, why is it called Sheep's Head? Don't know, couldn't find out. But what I did find out whilst I was Googling is that the Sheep's Head Way, which is the walkers path, is 88 kilometres long. And on the 31st of January every year, it is closed to the public. And that is because the owner does not want to establish a public right of way, because if it was used 365 days of the year, after so many years, it becomes a public right of way. But the owner doesn't want that to happen. So 31st of January traditionally is always closed to walkers, so that then they can have access for the rest of the year. And there you go. Mizen Head is meant to be the most, or it's protested to be the most southerly point of Ireland, but actually it's not. I did see that it was the most southwesterly point in some literature. It's a Google search. and it was the first and last thing that people saw of Europe when they came in or went. But actually, it's not actually the most southerly point. I'm going to have to put my glasses on for this. It is Browse Head, which is close by and on the same peninsula, the Mizen Peninsula. So, yeah. What else? Why is there a picture of bushes? Right, well, there's a picture of, and I can't remember now if they're rhododendrons. I think they're rhododendrons, aren't they? They're big bushes, you know, the ones we struggle to grow in England. And I just wanted to take a photo of my bike by them so you can see how big they grow. And those ones are small, like really small. They grow so high that they're taking over the trees and all the natural bushes and fauna and flora of Ireland. And they were brought in by the gentry, the English gentry, of course, who came in and took over the lands and built all their big estates. And they bought those plants and planted those plants for deer hunting, so they could use it as camouflage, I presume, for themselves. So yeah, when they were hunting and stalking their deer. So they're not native to Ireland, but they are now seen as a weed because they grow so big and they're killing off a lot of the natural stuff that should be here. And they're literally taking over trees. They're growing right the way over the trees. And we saw that when we were out on the lake actually the other day. So they've become huge, huge, huge. What else? Have I got anything else? I don't think I've got anything else. Oh yeah, Mizen Head. Come back to Mizen Head. Sorry, I forgot about that. So in 1909, they started letting off explosive charges as fog warnings when the fog was there for the boats, and that's when they started building buildings and that there for people to go and live in. So there you go. So that's what that's all about. Well, that's what it's kind of used for signalling and signals. So I think that's it, apart from I did come across, I thought it'd be quite good fun actually to do a little caption competition, not competition, but to try and get a little fun photo each day and for you to come up with funny captions for that photo. So I lined up quite a good little photo, I think, today. Well, actually, I've got a couple of good ones today, actually, one with the druid. But the one I'm going to put here is of a singing platform, and it's a reconstruction of a singing platform. And singing platforms apparently were built in the town centres where people would come together, have Irish dancing, music, sing, talk, even marriages. People sort of got together with the community and marriages came from it all. And they've reconstructed this with some little metal figures. So I just thought it'd be fun for you to try and do a caption with Bumblebee. The prize is that you may make somebody else smile or laugh with your caption suggestion. So there you go. That's it from me. I'm going to have hopefully a good night's sleep and then carry on my coastal tour tomorrow. So night night. Bye bye for now.